Woman had just finished bathing in the sea, but when she came ashore, she found that his husband couldn't wait to take off his pants. He took off his belt, tied it in a circle and climbed up a coconut tree like a monkey. Ellie was curious about what her husband was doing, so she followed the path to check it out. But when she arrived, she overheard her husband flirting with another woman. Ellie was furious and felt like shaking the coconut tree to make him fall and die. But on second thought, she thought she'd better see how her husband reacted first.
Сережа!
Her husband's face changed, and he hurriedly hid his phone, turning to look at her with a nervous expression. Seeing his wife's smiling face, Jack thought his secret was still safe and made up an excuse, saying he was just admiring the view. But not only did Ellie not get angry at this perfunctory answer, she nodded her head in affirmation, as if she had something else in mind. That night, they lit a campfire. The husband slept on his wife's lap, and the atmosphere was as harmonious as if nothing had happened during the day. But things were not that simple. Ellie stared at her husband's locked phone and then glanced at the nearby speedboat. She made a cruel decision. The next morning, Jack was woken up by the waves. Before he could figure out what was happening, his wife leisurely walked over from the beach and delivered some bad news. The speedboat had been washed away by the waves last night, and your phone didn't survive either. But don't worry, this island is not too remote. Someone might come to rescue us soon. Jack was a bit skeptical when he heard what his wife said, but he didn't try to break it down. Instead, he sat on the beach and pretended to look at the scenery. When his wife saw that her husband was a bit upset, she said she would go and pick some fruit for him. But when she went into the woods, she went straight into a cave. It turned out that the yacht and the phone had been hidden there. This was all the wife's plan. She wanted to trap her husband on this deserted island forever, so he would never be able to leave her. What she didn't realize was that her husband was watching silently from a short distance away. By evening, the couple was leisurely drinking wine on the beach. Just then, Jack suddenly noticed that the speedboat key was hanging around Ellie's neck. Although he was ecstatic inside, Jack kept a calm expression and made a cold-hearted decision. The next morning, Jack quietly sat up while his wife was still asleep. However, his movement woke her up. Seeing this, Jack quickly explained that he needed to go to the bathroom. Ellie sensed something was wrong and, sure enough, when she touched her chest, the key was missing. She remembered and rushed to chase after him.